What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Red Seat Radio. My name is Corbin, and unfortunately, after last night's loss to the Los Angeles Angels, the Red Sox bullpen officially leads the AL in blown saves with 7. The Red Sox offense has officially gotten going, but poor performances out of the pen have led to more losses than they have wins in the last couple of games. So what we're going to try and do in today's video is we're going to try and fix that. I'm going to put on my Alex Cora hat and see what I can do to fix this Red Sox bullpen, and I want you guys to do the same. Put on your Alex Cora hats and really think about how you can fix this bullpen. I also want to mention that I'm going to try and not bring in any trade pieces or bring in any free agents, because in my opinion, I really do think it is possible to have a successful bullpen with the guys that you have on this roster. There just needs to be a few tweaks to where guys are and how guys play, put them in the best situation to win. Before we get into that though, do me a favor, make sure you guys have hit that subscribe button. If you are new here, we talk Red Sox almost every single day, so if you're into that kind of thing, you'll love this channel. Also, make sure you guys are hitting that like button as well. If you are currently subscribed or newly subscribed, liking these videos is the best possible way to help this channel out, and it would mean a lot to me. Thank you all very much for clicking on this one. Let's get into it. So what I did to fix his bullpen is I broke it down into 4 separate steps. So we're going to start with step 1 here. And step 1 has to do with Tanner Houck and Garrett Whitlock. Now, I think one of the main reasons Chaim Bloom kind of didn't sign any big name free agent closers or bullpen pieces was because of the fact that to start the year, the game plan was to have our 2 most talented pitchers coming out of the pen in Whitlock and Houck. These guys are both super versatile. They can close games, they can long relief, they can start games, obviously, and to have those guys in the bullpen would be a huge boost to this pen. Unfortunately, with Chris Sale's injury, that's not going to happen. We can't have both of them in there, and right now Garrett Whitlock is manning that starting spot. I think to make this bullpen a more solid bullpen, you're going to have to switch that. Tanner Houck's going to have to regain his starting position role, and it's not because I don't think Garrett Whitlock is good as a starting pitcher. In fact, he is our best all-around pitcher on the Red Sox right now. He's just needed too desperately in that bullpen to be in a starting role right now. To bring Whitlock back into that pen is to bring back a guy who can shut the door on close games. We've had how many close games this year that end up getting blown out in extras or get walked off in extras, and to have Whitlock coming in the 9th or in the 7th or in the 6th to shut the door on these guys, to me is a no-brainer. He is our best pitcher, and I do want to see him succeed as a starter, but right now he needs to be our best bullpen ace. So that's step 1. Switch Houck and Whitlock, put Whitlock back in the pen. Step 2 has to do with Matt Barnes and some other guys who I think shouldn't be in this bullpen right now. Matt Barnes, as much as I want him to come back and be a successful pitcher in this bullpen, he's just simply not. He cannot pitch in high leverage situations. His velocity isn't there. He's not having a ton of control with his curveball. And it seems like every time he goes out there, he's blowing some sort of close situation for the Red Sox. Whether it's a tie game, down by 1, up by 1, even up by 3 or 4, I get nervous seeing him in game. If the Red Sox want to be serious about improving this bullpen, the second thing I would do is DFA Matt Barnes. Not only because of his lack of ability right now, but because it might be beneficial for Matt Barnes to see him go down to AAA, work on his mechanics, work on his mental stuff, get back into a place where he is a successful pitcher would be a win-win for the Red Sox. It allows for another guy to come in who is successful right now and take his space, and it allows for Matt Barnes to become the pitcher that we want him to be. The other guy I would send down is Cutter Crawford, and this is a guy who I don't want to send down because of his ability, because I think he has the ability to be a great pitcher for the Red Sox. It's because I just simply don't think he's ready for big league pitching just yet. I think a lot of his problem has to do with the mental aspect of coming in late in games, to coming in high leverage situations, and that's something that hopefully will develop over time. But right now, Cutter Crawford is not the answer to this Red Sox bullpen. So step number 2 is either get rid of Matt Barnes or send him down to AAA to figure his stuff out, and send Cutter Crawford down to fully polish his approach to coming into late game. Step 3 here is who we're going to replace Barnes and Crawford with. Now, there are a bunch of guys in our minor league system right now who are pitching really well and who I think could genuinely be an asset to this Red Sox team going forward. The problem is that we have too many, right? So I want to hear what your guys' opinion on who we should bring up to replace these guys would be, because in my opinion, the first guy I am bringing up is John Schreiber. Now, Schreiber didn't have a ton of time in the majors this this year. He pitched, I think, 2 or 3 innings in that Toronto series. But from what I saw from John Schreiber, I'm really excited to bring him back up. He pumps in around 95 to 97 miles an hour, and he's got a funky delivery. He came in and made some pretty prominent Blue Jays hitters look kind of silly up at the plate. This is a guy who I really enjoy watching. This is a guy who I have a lot of hope for the future of the Red Sox. And right now, if he can perform in late innings like he's done for the Red Sox already this year, I think he will be a perfect fit to replace either Crawford or Barnes in this bullpen. The other guy I want to replace Barnes and Crawford with is a guy who I don't think a lot of you guys really want to see up here just yet, and that is Brayan Bello. Now, Brayan Bello just recently cracked the top 100 prospect list in MLB. He's been absolutely shoving it in the minors, and I think personally it's time to give him a shot at the big leagues. He's been starting a lot of games in the minors, but that doesn't mean he won't be able to come out in the majors and at the very least be a sort of middle inning. We need someone to get out there and get through the 6th, get through the 7th type pitcher. I think it's officially time to give Brayan Bello a shot. So in my opinion, step 3 is replacing Barnes and Crawford, and who I want to replace them is Schreiber and Brayan Bello. The last step I want to talk about today is to finally name a closer, and more specifically, I want Matt Strahm or Hansel Robles to be named as a closer for the Boston Red Sox. Now, right now, the Boston Red Sox are playing matchups. That's how they're using their bullpen. They're using analytics, they're using statistics against guys who maybe they don't hit left-handed pitching well, maybe they don't hit right-handed pitching well. And for some teams, it works really well. Look at the Tampa Bay Rays. Every year, they're competitive in this division without having a set closer, without having set bullpen roles, without really having a set rotation too. But for the Red Sox, it's simply just not working. And I think it's time to change that. Having a set closer not only gives you stability in the 9th inning and a guy that you can rely on regardless of matchups, but it also allows for the rest of the bullpen to settle into their roles and really perfect their craft as, say, a long reliever, a setup reliever, a middle inning reliever. There's a ton of different options for this bullpen, and having guys settle into roles and allow them to really master their craft in their specific role. So step 4, name a closer. Let me know what you think of all of my steps down below in fixing this bullpen. Is it what you would do? Is it not what you would do? Let me know. If you were Alex Cora, how are you managing this bullpen? Let me know all your thoughts down below. As always, if you've made it to the end of this video, do me a favor, make sure you guys have hit that subscribe button. Like I said in the beginning of the video, we talk Red Sox almost every single day, so if you like that kind of stuff, don't be afraid to hit that button. Also, make sure that you guys are hitting that like button as well. Again, like I said at the beginning of this video, liking the video is the best way to help this channel out. Thank you all very much for clicking on this one, and I will see you in the next one.